Next, we have Sri Saravanan Iyer, who is going to tell you all about the historical importance of Maharashtra. Over to you, Saravanan sir.
Thank you. Namaste. Hello, students.
Hari Om sir.
Hari Om.
Hari Om sir.
Hari Om, Hari Om,
Hari Om sir.
Yeah, we all were seeing lot of temples of Maharashtra in the past, right? In the last 3-4 weeks.
Yes, sir.
Correct. We saw a lot of, Ganpati temples, Ashtavinayak temples, Shirdi Sai Mandir, lot of other temples, Mahalakshmi temples of Kolhapur, lot of temples we have been seeing. Now, as a concluding week, there is going to be the final week for Maharashtra. So we are going to see the overall historical importance of Maharashtra. What is the history, how the Maharashtra evolved as a state, and who all were our ancestral people who formed Maharashtra, who were the important people, what are the important incidents in Maharashtra. These are the things we'll be seeing today. Okay. How many of you are from Maharashtra?
Sir, I am.
Oh, wonderful.
Sir, I am.
Super.
Sir, I am from Maharashtra.
Aditi Nayak, Vaishnavi. Where in Maharashtra?
Sir, in Mumbai, Kharghar.
Mumbai.
Kharghar.
Okay.
Vashi.
Okay, fine. See, this particular Maharashtra, the name of Maharashtra, we will take first. The name of Maharashtra was derived from a name called Maratha. We call Shivaji Maharaj as a Maratha ruler, right? Maratha king. Maratha king, yes.
Yes, Maratha.
Exactly. So that Maratha name, the name called Maratha, it was derived from a word called Maharati. Who is a Rati? Who was a Sarathi? How many of you heard of Bhagavad Gita?
Sir, I have.
Who was the Rati there?
Krishna.
He was the Rati for Arjuna. Likewise, yeah, Rati.
Lord Krishna is also known as Vijaya Sarathi.
Exactly. So, Rati means like who is a driver of the chariot, who rides the chariot. Okay. And Maharati means a great driver of a chariot. Those days, it is believed that a lot of Ratis, Maharatis, and the warriors, they came from northern part of India and settled somewhere in Maharashtra. They were called Ratis. So that is how it is believed that the place was known as Maratha, and later it became Maharashtra. So that is how it is mentioned in the ancient texts and ancient histories. They were all skillful warriors and fighters of the battle. Those people came and settled, the great chariot driver, they came and settled in this part of the country in those days, some 2000 years ago and all that. And slowly the name became, Maratha. They became Marathas. Then the people started calling the places Maharashtra. But with our knowledge, with our kind of history, whatever facts we were able to find scientifically or historically, this has references as old as 2nd century BC. That is 200 years before the birth of Christ. BC. BC means?
Before Christ.
Before common era.
Yeah. So, yeah. So the known history and details of Maharashtra are found 200 years BC, 2nd century BC, basically. So that's the known history starts of the known history of Maharashtra starts from there. And the name Maharashtra or Maratha first appeared Maharashtra. First, it is seen in the travelogues. People come and go. Those days, lot of travelers from abroad, from other countries, travel to India, Bharat, for education or for living or for business and all that. People come here, they trade, they do business. They bring their goods, their products here. sell it, and they buy our products and they go back. Likewise, there were a lot of travelers for business or education and all that, because 2000 years ago, 3000 years ago, India, Bharat was the education capital of the world. We were teaching science, we were teaching mathematics to the world, we were teaching science to the world. We had a lot of inventions. When we were driving the chariot, when we were doing war, when we had copper, when we had iron, nobody in the world didn't even know how to wear a cloth. They didn't even have clothes to wear. They were wearing leaves and, like a tribal people they were living. In those days itself, India became much civilized. How many of you have heard of Mohenjo-daro, Harappa and all that?
Sir, I heard.
Yeah. So we became a civilization very long ago. 4,000, 5,000 years ago, we became a proper civilization. So what has happened? People visit here, and we had very big, very knowledge universities like Nalanda University and various other universities. So people come here to study, and they stay here for 5 years, 10 years, and they go back. So likewise, there was a Chinese traveler by name Huan Shuang. How many of you know Huan Shuang? Fine, I'll tell you. A person from China by name Huan Shuang. Sorry? Am I audible?
Sir, I know Neil Armstrong, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, no, Neil Armstrong is different.
Yes, sir.
This is,
First step on moon, sir. Neil Armstrong.
yeah, that is different. This person is from China. His name is Huan Shuang. Huan, Huan, Sang, Tsang, Sang. Huan Sang. He was a Chinese traveler. He came to study here. He came to visit many places, observe India, and he wrote, about his travel in India. In that travel, it happened in 7th century. So during the 7th century, he visited India. He has written in his books about Maharashtra. He has visited Maharashtra, and he has written about the life of people in Maharashtra. What do they do? Who is ruling Maharashtra? And all that he has written in his travel books, actually. Even when you go somewhere, you come back and write about what you saw in that place, what all you went through in a program. You go as a tour or something. Likewise, Chinese traveler Huan Sang has written about Maharashtra as early as 7th century.
Sir,
And,
he came to India to study Buddhism, no?
Sorry?
Sir, he came to India to study Buddhism, no?
Actually,
Yes, sir.
Buddhism was present there in China those days itself. They also come because there were a lot of Buddha vihars in India, Buddhist ashrams and all that. They came for that, but mainly they come to come like for a higher education or something like that. Because India had so much of knowledge, a wealth of knowledge those days itself. Okay, he came, he visited a lot of Buddhist shrines. Yeah.
Sir, I've read about him in my history book.
Yes, Huan Shuang. Yes, he is the same person. So he has written about Maharashtra in the 7th century itself. And according to history, the kings based in a place called Badami. Have you heard of Badami? Badami is one of the very ancient places in India. In that Badami, there were kings ruling that part of India, and they were also ruling Maharashtra. The Badami rulers, Badami kings, they were ruling Maharashtra. Their kingdom included Maharashtra. Okay, and who was another famous warrior, fighter, king, the
Chhatrapati
great
Shivaji.
Shivaji Maharaj.
Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj.
Exactly. He was the one who established. Yeah, he was the one who established Hindu Rajya, from Maharashtra. He built the Maratha Empire. Like, he started as a small king and he established his kingdom. He widened, he waged war against many people, and he made his territory much bigger. And he was a nightmare for many Mughal kings and Mughal sultans, right from Sultanate of Delhi or Aurangzeb or Afzal Khan, many people. He was a nightmare for them. By hearing Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's name, they will be scared. That's the kind of a kingdom Chhatrapati Shivaji established. And Chhatrapati Shivaji ruled for kind of a period, and he was very well renowned. I think you have this. We all celebrate Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. So after the death of Chhatrapati Shivaji by around 1680, 1680, the year 1680, Shivaji passed away. Shivaji died in the year 1680. After that, there were a lot of other Mughal invasions happened. There were Peshwa kings who were ruling this part of this side, Maharashtra and all that. So Peshwa rulers were ruling Maharashtra after the death of Shivaji, and Mughals came in, Mughal went out. A lot of invasions and all were happening. After
Senior,
that,
also I've heard before that his son also succeeded him.
exactly, his son succeeded him. After that, years passed by, after 20 years, after 50 years, after 70 years. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay.
Audible.
Okay. So
Yes,
after Shivaji Maharaj death, their son and others are succeeding him. But at a later stage, that there is a decline in the dynasty or the lineage. So slowly, Shivaji Maharaj family fades away, and other rulers come in. Maybe after 50, 70, 100 years, something like that. And the other rulers came in. Peshwa rulers came in after the Mughal invasion and all that. Later, after Mughals, Peshwas were ruling this part. Then British came in. The British rulers came in through East India Company. They started establishing. They came as business people. They came as a company, but they started creating colonial rule, and they started establishing their government, their administration, at various parts of India. Slowly, they are expanding their footprints across India. So, such a way, around 1804, British started ruling Deccan. The Deccan is somewhere from Maharashtra, Madhya Pradesh, downwards towards south. That portion of India was called Deccan. Have you heard of the word Deccan?
Yes,
sir.
Oh,
Yes, sir.
yeah, it was
Yes,
called
sir.
Deccan Plateau. So that region
Yes,
was
sir.
called Deccan region, and there the Peshwas were ruling, but still British came in, and one General Wellesley, his name was General Wellesley. He was a British, British authority, British viceroy kind of a person. He came and started establishing a military rule over there, because he was, chief of the army. So General Wellesley came in and established a military rule. You know how a military rule will function? You know how the government function? Who is the chief minister of Maharashtra now?
Uddhav Thackeray.
Uddhav Thackeray. All right. And who is the prime minister of India now?
Narendra Modi.
Narendra Modi.
Yeah. Narendra Modi ji is the prime minister, and Uddhav Thackeray ji is the chief minister. How do they become a chief minister or a prime minister?
By getting voted. Means election.
Yeah. People like you, people like me, people like us, we go and vote, and we elect him as a chief minister, or we elect the prime minister. And who are they? They all come to work for the people like us, correct? They
Yes.
give us power,
Yes, sir.
electricity, roads, water, facilities, everything. For that, we vote somebody to power, and they become the head of the state or head of the country. But if it is a military rule, it will not be like this. You and me will not be talking on a Zoom call like this. Military rule will be more stricter. Nobody can talk anything against the government. Nobody can gather. Nobody can have meetings. Nobody can have bigger festivals. Whatever military says we have to do. There will be a lot of restriction. You cannot even talk in public. That is the kind of a rule. British established that particular rule, especially General Wellesley. He was the head of the British Army at that time here in India. So he established a military rule. But sideways, Peshwas were ruling, but they became very, dummy kind of a thing. For namesake, they were called rulers. But actually, British was doing a military rule at that time. And later, we got independence. Then what happened? After independence, there was no military, there was no military rule and all that, we all became what? Republic country. You know, in republic country, like how you said just now, we vote for our head of the state.
So that there's another name for that military rule. It's called a dictatorship, right?
Exactly, you're right. So that came to an end after British rule. Then we started ruling ourselves. We the people, for the people, by the people. That's called democracy.
Democratic
We vote.
government.
Government. We form the government. So after that, after the independence, post-independence, around 1960, the state of Maharashtra, proper state with political borders, everything was formed, and the Bombay became the capital. You know what is Bombay?
Mumbai.
Yeah,
Mumbai.
Keeping Bombay as those days it was called Bombay. Okay, keeping Bombay as the capital, Maharashtra became a proper state, and it became a meeting point of a North India and South India. You know, the above Bombay, that's North India, and below that we have South India. Yeah, it became a very bigger cultural exchange point. Basically, you can see a lot of South Indians in Bombay, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, likewise, you can see people coming and settling from UP or Uttarakhand and other places, Gujarat. They come and settle in Mumbai also. So it's become one hub. It's become a cosmopolitan city, Mumbai, and the state of Maharashtra established so well, and it is like more or less like you've seen the India Gate, no, Gateway of India, Mumbai.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Yes,
I've
sir.
many
Yes, sir.
times.
I have seen
Great.
many times.
Okay, you know what it symbolizes? It symbolizes that if someone has to enter India, if they have to do business or they come for work, Mumbai is the right place. Mumbai is the top place, top priority or top preference. It became a gateway of India, and it was always called a gateway of India because many people who prefer to come to India, they come to Mumbai because there is a lot of business opportunities, job opportunities, education. Many things are there in Mumbai, and it is one of the busiest city in India, and it is also called a financial capital of India. Do you know that? Why?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Why is it called financial capital?
Sir, because the gateway of India, sir.
Sorry?
Gateway of India, sir.
Gateway of India is there, but financially, money-wise, economy-wise, Mumbai. See, what is the political capital of India? New Delhi, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Likewise, Mumbai is called financial capital of India because it has a lot of money. Mumbai has a lot of businesses, a lot of people coming and doing business, coming and doing work, coming and doing jobs, coming and studying there. So a lot of money is transacted. And how many of you know Dalal Street?
What, sir?
Dalal Street, Mumbai Cars. Anybody know? Okay, fine. Ask your parents, where is Dalal Street? You know what is Dalal? You know who's Dalali?
No, sir.
Okay, fine. I will tell you.
No, sir. No, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
India.
Mumbai, sir.
No, sir.
Yeah, I will tell you.
Sir, Mumbai,
India's,
sir.
correct. India's stock exchange is present in Mumbai. Where if you have to do trading in shares, buying of shares, selling of shares, that particular thing. The share market is the biggest ever benchmark for a country's growth. If the share market is growing, it means the company is growing. So a lot of people investing in shares in the companies and all that, which you will learn in during the course of your education. Okay. So this particular share market is present in Mumbai. A lot of businesses are happening, and people like Ambani's and many other business tycoons are present there. Almost most of the head offices or businesses are present in Bombay. So it's called financial capital of the country. A lot of trading happens, and again tourism. Tourism in Mumbai or Maharashtra. I'm sorry, I'm saying Mumbai. It's Maharashtra. In Maharashtra, there are a lot of tourism places, including Mumbai. Mumbai is also a tourism place. And there are a lot of other places like Elephanta Caves, Ajanta Caves, Aurangabad. Aurangabad, if you remember, we saw when we were talking about Jyotirlingas and all that? Aurangabad. You remember?
Yes, sir. I
Ah.
remember.
Yeah. Ellora Caves, Ganpati Pule, Moregaon, Shirdi, Mahabaleshwar. How many of you know Mahabaleshwar?
Sir,
Sir, I have visited it. Sir,
You
I
have
have
visited, no?
visited it. In
Wonderful hill station.
summers, sir,
Yeah.
in summers, if we put a cake outside, it will never melt. In summers
true.
too.
Correct, correct.
My
So,
my aunt and uncle's anniversary was there, so we went there. And the cake was brought, and when we put means outside, it didn't melt.
wonderful. So that is the Mahabaleshwar. We have Nashik. Remember Nashik? We spoke about Nashik
yes,
during
sir.
one of the Jyotirlingas. What is the other specialty in Nashik? I told you. If you remember, I'll tell you again. The currencies, the rupee notes which we have are printed by government in Nashik only.
Yes, sir, you have told, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Sir, yes,
And there are a lot of places, Kandala, Lonavala, lot of places in Maharashtra. So it gains a tourist importance, religious importance. There are, out of 12 Jyotirlingas, 3 Jyotirlingas are present in Maharashtra itself.
Maharashtra.
Yeah, so it is attracting more people from all over the country. Okay. And the original name of Bombay was Mumbai, right? Later it became
Yes,
Bombay
sir.
during the British period. Then again, now people started calling it Mumbai. The name is changed to the older name, ancient name, Mumbai. You know how Mumbai got its name?
No, sir.
Okay.
No, sir.
Okay. There were a set of people, community of people in Maharashtra who settled long ago, who came and settled long ago. That particular community was called Kohli community. You know Virat Kohli?
Yes,
Virat Kohli?
Cricket player.
Yeah. So he has a surname called Kohli, right? Similarly, there was a Kohli community who settled long ago in Maharashtra. The Kohli community, they had their native deity, family deity. Their community worships a goddess by name Mumba Devi. What's her name?
Mumba Devi.
Mumba Devi.
Mumba Devi.
Okay, Mumba Devi was her name. Mumba was the name derived from Maha Amba. Amba is what? Durga, Ma Parvati, Durga, So that name came into being from the word Maha Amba. Okay. Then it became Mumba. So that deity, that goddess was called, the Kohli community people were worshipping, was called Mumba Devi. So that is how the place also got its name as Mumbai. Okay. So we are on 1st July.
Yes, sir.
I will ask you the same question. You should be able to tell me. After 1 month, I'll ask you how Mumbai got its name.
Okay, sir.
Okay,
You'll
sir.
tell me?
Yes,
You'll
sir.
remember?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Hope you all had a good idea about how history of Maharashtra, how it came into being, and what are the important facts of the history, right?
Yes, sir.
Hope you all enjoyed. Hope
Yes,
you all
sir.
had good information.
Yes,
I
sir.
was able to
sir.
communicate to you properly.
Yes, sir.
Sir.
Fine. My time is up now. I think I have taken much time. I'll take leave from you right now. We will again see in the coming weeks. Namaste to all. Thank you, Paltraji.
Thank you,
Namaste.
Saravanan sir. You have given so much of information.
Thank
Hope
you,
the children retain these information.
Yeah, sure. They will.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Namaste.
So, children, so you got the history of Maharashtra. Yes?
Yes.
Hmm,
Yes.
good.